Yes. Yes. Hold on 1 second. Yes. Hold on 1 second.
Sure, sure.
Yes. I'm gonna put this on in my ear and let me mute this.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of start from scratch.
Okay. Okay.
So that way it's all on the recording. Okay. So like I was saying before, let's start from scratch, right?
You're right.
So I'm gonna start on the daily. And let's clear this stuff out, right? So the first thing that I'm considering is what is the daily doing, of course, and where we are in that given moment, right?
Right.
And in finding that information, I want to take the approach of where are we in reference to the previous days, day and previous days below, right?
Right.
So like you can look at, you know, the day before or the days before or regardless of something like that, because even if we took this high and this low, yes, we are going up on this day, this day, this day, this day, but this move originated from this impulse down, right?
Right. Right.
So we can't truly say we're bullish
Mm-hmm.
until we take this high out.
Get out. Yeah.
And that would also require us to take this candle out right here as well.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you might be buying from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Yes.
at this point, you reach the order block and a
Yeah.
fair value gap right here.
Right. Right. Right.
So if we take that into consideration going into today, and we notice, right,
Mm-hmm.
we have the previous day here, the 21st, right? We got the high here, we got the low here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the probability is higher that even if there is some buying to take place on today, the 22nd, if we stay inside of this high and this low, we're probably going to sell, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So as we see in the lower time frames that price is pushing us up, we have to go and look for where is our bearish point of interest within yesterday or the previous day's candles, right?
Right.
That's our first thing, right? And that'll help you a lot more than you think to get the buy-in of what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can go down to the lower time frames. The first thing we can see is, okay, yesterday was here. This was the big move from yesterday. We have the high and the low here. We got a fair value gap that starts at this low and goes all the way up to this high.
Right.
And we're operating within that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, now we know, all right, we got this 4-hour order block, but it's, I mean, fair value gap, but it's really, really big. So
Right.
that we probably go down to some lower time frames, right? So we'll go down 1 hour. We'll go down to the 1 hour. And again, we made this low, but this low is still operating within yesterday's whole move, right?
Right.
And we got a little fair value gap right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is happening during, this was made during Tokyo and Sydney session, right? So
Mhm.
for
Take it.
us, it's not that relevant, right?
Mhm.
Then we got another fair value gap from here to
Mhm.
here, right?
Right. Right. Right.
And that low takes us to this fair value gap. But
Mhm.
it happens in London, right?
Yeah.
We're not trading in London typically.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
okay, but it did give us information, right?
Mhm.
It told us that it was going to trade to the low right here.
Mhm.
And give me 1 second. Never mind. It told us that it was gonna trade to the low. It told us that it was gonna trade to the middle.
Middle and high.
And
Yeah.
then it also told us it was trading to the high.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I got in from that middle.
from the middle.
Mhm.
Right. And then we can come even lower and find out some more information because
Mhm.
for 15 minutes, you got the same thing repeated. You got a
Mhm.
fair value gap right here and order block.
Mhm.
You got another fair value gap right here,
Mhm.
and you got another fair value gap right
Mhm.
here, and a
Mhm.
breaker, and you got a breaker right here,
Mhm.
all at the high and in the middle of this fair value gap.
Mhm.
So now that we kind of got a map of what to look for, right? Going
Right.
to New York, that's here
Mhm.
at 7 a.m. We
Mhm.
already had this high made, right?
Right.
And going into New York, we already know we got 3 points of interest we need to consider if this was to buy, right?
Mhm.
With
Yeah.
the first one being this fair value gap to the upside right here.
Mhm. Right.
Then we also have the daily opening price,
Right.
and that's living inside of this fair value gap, right?
Mhm.
And then just below that, we also have this order
Order.
book, right?
Mhm.
And even more so, we have another place to consider that is right here.
Mhm.
That's the 12 o'clock candle.
Mhm. Okay.
That's the true day open. So we got true day, order block, fair value gap, daily. Those are the things that us rejecting from here, that's probably where it's going to, right?
Mhm.
And if it is gonna just say, let's just say hypothetically, price was decided that this was gonna be a low and it was
Mhm.
gonna hold right here
Mhm.
and then just buy up, right?
Right.
All right, that's cool. But I also know that it's still bearish because of what we just found out before.
Right.
So
That's
if
good.
it does buy from here, right,
Mhm.
this high is a primary target.
Right.
And once it gets in here, we're back inside of this fair value gap.
Mhm.
So it still could sell even if it does go up in here.
Right. Right.
And if it does sell, and if it does keep buying, right,
Mhm.
we got a little bitty fair value gap right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just want to
Exactly.
go there, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And if it keeps going up, right,
Mhm.
we got the weekly price right here.
Right. Right.
It could just want to go there
Mhm.
and then drop because until we take this high out right here, we still
Mhm.
got to stay bearish, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless something otherwise tells us different, right?
Mhm.
So once we get into this area in New York, right, and we make
Mhm.
the low and it starts to hold, right,
Mhm.
then we got to ask this question: where is it going?
Yeah.
Where is it going from here? And the most recent point of interest is a fair value gap to the downside and an order block to the downside,
Mhm.
which is where we get our wick right here,
Right. 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 Exactly.
right at 8:45, right?
Mhm.
This is
Mhm.
our time to trade,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
when we put everything back on, right?
Mm.
There's our 12 o'clock candle.
Mm-hmm.
True day open is 37.6680.
Mm-hmm.
This our Asian session right here.
Mm-hmm.
High to low right here. There's our order block. And then I deleted the fair value gap because,
Okay.
but it's right here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then this is our fair value gap to the downside
Right.
right here. Our three
Mm-hmm.
levels, 3803,
Mm-hmm.
3802, 3801, right?
Okay.
And our fair value, our order block is right here at 3802,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right. Right.
So as we going up, right,
Mm-hmm.
we see that this candle gets almost to it and rejects, right?
Right.
But when it goes back down, it holds right around the middle of this fair value gap. That's
Mm-hmm.
right to
Mm-hmm.
here. If
Right.
can't get above this, we gotta still say it's probably gonna sell.
Right.
And so now that we inside of this fair value gap, once we
Mm-hmm.
get to the low of the fair value gap, that's when we got to come over to our time and sales and our
Right.
two. That's
Right.
when we get the timing together to see whether or not it's time for us to go into the trade or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So now we can switch over. And while we looking at the charts, we looking
Mm-hmm.
at the data on the time to sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what we're gonna get off of the data on the time to sell is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Open up the annotation tool. So this area right here is the time and sale data for SPX.
Mm-hmm.
This for NAS. I'm gonna change the color. This area over here is the level 2 data. Oh, I thought I changed the color. This is the level 2 data for SPX.
Mm-hmm.
This is the level 2 data for NAS, right?
Okay.
But these two areas, these are both time and sale data for NAS and SPX, but I just put a filter on this because I want to focus on this number being greater than 200, I mean, greater than 100, and this number being greater than 250.
Okay.
Here, I want to focus on numbers greater than 10 and numbers greater than 20 over here. I only want to focus on those numbers, right?
Okay.
And I
So
wanted to
from
focus
where did you decide that number?
because you're going to notice that as you get numbers larger than these sizes,
Mm-hmm.
it's usually at a given level.
Number is larger than size.
Larger on NAS, when you start seeing numbers larger than 10, and
Okay.
then start seeing larger numbers than 20,
Mm-hmm.
typically there's some kind of reaction in the market at those prices.
Okay. Okay.
Same thing with SPX. With SPX, when you start seeing numbers above 100,
Mm-hmm.
there's typically some kind of reaction at those levels. And definitely when you start seeing numbers above 250.
Okay.
You are probably at a continuation level, a rejection level, or just some type of new transaction is taking place. You know,
Right.
Either you're going to break through a level or you're going to reject the level once you start seeing prices that are starting to increase in their lot sizes, right?
Yeah.
And what's significant about this is I think I told y'all a lot of times to focus on the level 2, but you actually need to focus on the time and sale.
Okay.
This area, this price over here. And you need to focus on time and sale when you're getting your entries, because this number over here for the ask and for the bid, this is showing pending orders.
Okay.
These orders are just pending, right? So this is good information to know that there is somebody with an order size at 100 contracts at 73.5, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that order executed. But it's good to see that there is some size waiting at that price level, because that can inform us that there is a potential for someone to buy down at that level. Right? So it's good information, but it's not necessarily going to help with the time of an entry. What's better information is these market execution orders that are coming through at these prices, right? So in a contract size on SPX, you need to multiply it, whatever you see in this size column, by 100.
Okay.
An SPX contract holds 100 different shares, right? On a NAS contract, it holds 10. So in the NAS, that's why it's important to look for contract sizes above 10. And that's why it's important to look for contract size above 100.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Right? Contracts are going through all day long, right? There's 100. So you multiply this by 100 is 100. Here's another 100, another 100. Here's one for 500. Here's one that was for 300. All day long, you got contracts coming through all day long, right? That's important that you see these contracts coming through, but it's more important when you see one coming through with size.
Okay.
Just like there was a 13 came through, there was a 10 that came through, there was a 12 that came through, right? More came through on the buy side, right?
Okay.
This is green, so more orders came through on the buy.
Bye. Yeah.
That would add up to why we're getting a wick right here. Because there was somebody that thought that down near this price, we could buy this up some more.
Buy this.
Right? So if I was looking for a buy at this very exact moment, I could have used something around those areas to say 58.50, which we're above that price right now. I could have bought, I could have been a buyer at that price. And if I actually felt like it was going to go up, I can use 58.50 as a potential entry if I didn't get in already.
Okay.
I could have saw that 58.50 and just went ahead and automatically executed, because 58.50 was cool enough for me to get in at 58.50, and also 62 was a follow through.
Okay.
I see follow through. So not only do I see orders at 58.50, but also orders at 62 to confirm, hey, this is going to go up for a minute.
Right.
Well, however long that is, you know, it's going to go, right? In contrast, right? Somebody Okay, some more orders came in, 18, 16, 17, right? So again, we came back down. I don't know if you were watching it, but price was looking like it was coming back down, right?
Right, right.
Immediately follow through,
Mm-hmm.
right here, follow
Mm-hmm.
through on these levels. And that wick just pushed a little higher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's some more follow through here on NAS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on SPX, 137 at 75, right?
Okay.
Follow through. That means it's trying to hold and it's lining up with
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with NAS over here.
Mm-hmm.
So we have correlating order flow on
Right.
NAS and SPX, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have correlating wicks at the same time that I see the bid being hit over here.
Mm-hmm.
The bid is being hit because I've got 18, 16, 10, 13, 12. The bid is being hit. And I even got 137 over here. So the bid is being hit. So there are two things that could be taking place when the bid is hit, right?
Right.
That could be new buyers coming into the market,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be old sellers taking profit. And
Mm-hmm.
then the third thing is it could be new buyers getting their stop loss taken out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I said two things, but it's really three things.
Three. Mm-hmm.
And if we see pending orders for buys getting hit, or whatever the case is, whatever is causing our bid to get hit right now, if we see follow through, we can make an assumption that, all right, we can go ahead and buy it.
Okay. Okay.
In the opposite direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we see the bid getting hit, but it's still going lower, and then we start to see new contracts come in and hit the ask,
Mm-hmm.
we can take the assumption that price will go lower,
Yeah.
right? Because we don't see any follow through on the bid. We already bearish, right?
Right. Right.
And if that's the case, that means we're going to see follow through to the downside.
Right. Right. Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is one way to approach it. You can also take the approach of, if you don't have these filters that I got down here, over here, right? The filters, if you don't have those, you can look at this same information by just focusing on the time and sales over here.
Okay.
In this case, you're probably not going to see the size come through on the bid and on the ask, but you'll see right now, all of these are green.
Okay.
Implying buying, but it switched just now. All of these are red.
Yeah.
Right? That means that the ask is getting hit. That means that it's setting up more selling, right?
Right.
And you'll see that a lot of this flushes out. The numbers just start focusing on one direction, right?
Yeah.
You'll look in this box and you'll only see green because you're only seeing buying opportunities, or you're only red because you're only getting selling opportunities.
Sell opportunity. Okay.
I like to approach it with a filter though, because I don't need to pay attention to this all day long. I just need to know when my bid is getting hit and when my ask is getting hit. When am I getting hits above 10, like I am right now?
Right.
And if I'm getting hits above 10, where am I in the market? Am I near a high? Or am I near a low? Am I near order block? Am I near a fair value gap? Am I near a breaker? Am I near anything that could be something that will move the market?
Right. Right.
And if I am near something that's moving the market, who is taking control of the market right now?
Yeah, buyers or sellers.
The buyers or the sellers, right?
Yeah.
So um with this tool right here, what's interesting is we can do, if you got Thinkorswim, which I would suggest you get,
Okay.
you can do a replay on demand.
Okay.
So right now, I can go and do it on demand, right? And I can go back and back test with this, right?
Okay.
I can go to whatever day I want to go to and back test, right? So let's just say, and it'll tell you how far it'll go back. Right now, I don't go back to the 20th, right? Let's go to the 19th, right?
Okay.
And on the 19th, let me go to my other screen and see when did the move happen on the 19th. On the 19th, just gonna go back real quick. On the 19th, move happened just in pre-market. So let me pull that up. Let's look at the 20th. I think the 20th will be better. And we're gonna look in London.
Okay.
We'll look at London at 2:30 a.m. Okay. And let me minimize this a little bit so that way we can see the charts at the same time. Let's see. Okay. This over here. And then so we'll be looking at like on the 20th, this candle was the wick candle, right? And this candle was near a high, right? So the numbers won't line up, right? But we don't care about what the numbers are per se. We just want to know. Let me refine this a little bit so we can see actually what time we should be looking at, right? And on the 20th at 3:45, right, we can see we near a high. And we also know there's a fair value gap and an order block right near this high. So we already know, cool, we inside of this, we inside our boundary, right? So we already know, okay, just by looking at this time frame, let me just zoom in up here. Where we at? We already know, here's our fair value gap. We need to focus on price inside of this fair value gap. And extend this out. We need to focus on 39.11, 39.16, and 39.21, right? Let's fast forward some of this. Let's go to 3:40. Skipping ahead, we're gonna go to 3:40. And what we're gonna do is at 3:40 or 3:45, that's when it started taking place. It take a little while to buffer sometimes. we should see numbers jump in on right here
Right.
at this 345, because that's when, let me pause this right quick. At 345, that's when we basically got this drop over here. We got this up move, 330. It really happened at, let me see. Let's go to, let me go exactly to the 5-minute chart so we can look at it from on there. See exactly what happened. So this up move was at 305. This wick was at 320.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have already been ahead of that. So let's go to 315. All right, so at 315, we are on the candle right before we get this drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we already know we inside right by the middle of the fair value gap on the higher time frame, right? And so if we looking at this, right, we know we in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
At 315, 320, 325, we need to start seeing the ask get hit. And
Okay.
once we start seeing that, we need to start seeing these numbers flush out the buyers over here.
Okay. Okay.
We need to start seeing that. So we should start seeing something happen around these two times, which we already can see it on NAS. The only thing about I'll say about NAS right now, I mean SPX, is you'll notice like NAS is driving everything.
Right, right.
NAS is driving it. So that's why I keep both of them up, because sometimes you won't see the move on SPX. You'll see it on NAS, right? You see
Right.
over here, it's not giving it to you on that on SPX,
SPX, yeah.
but you're starting to get it on NAS, right?
Yeah.
And let's see what time it is over here. It's 43, going 43. We're getting it right now. You can see it's dropping.
Mm-hmm.
We hit the ask price right here. You can already see it's dropping right there. Same time we getting this, and we in the middle of the order block. I mean the fair value gap at the same time, right?
Right, right. Got it.
So we should start seeing some follow through over here. And all right, we don't see it over here, but what are we seeing over here? We seeing more red.
More red, yeah.
More red at the gap, and it's just following through. Sometimes this doesn't. I'll be honest too, because sometimes this the demo version, it doesn't show all the orders.
Okay.
So just to be fair, like if it was live, you probably see more orders. I think they be taking out certain size orders, but just for understanding and for practice, this is still fine.
Right.
Let's see. So notice like right now, all right, it's starting to wick, right? On this. Starting to wick at the bottom, right? But if we come back up right here at this price, you'll probably see this get hit again for the
More red.
more red, right?
Yeah.
More red. And then what you'll also see is if you see buying down, buying around here in this area right here, is likely because, like I said, new sellers coming in and they're setting their stop loss, so it'll show as a buy. And some of
Right.
those people that are doing that are getting their orders taken out. So you might see some buying, but it's not necessarily that it's buying the market still. It may just be somebody traded with a tight stop and it got taken out.
Right, right.
Or somebody's who sold from higher moved their stop loss down here. And when it swung back up, it was taking them out of the trade.
Taken on. Yeah.
So that's what that'll look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you should still see primarily selling, because if we're looking for sales, you'll see, all right, we inside of this fair value gap, high, middle, low, and at the same time we at the high, middle, we should start seeing this flush through. And I hate that this ain't really a great example, because like I said, I don't think they show all the numbers on the demo. Let me see. It's 47. Let's look at 425. We're gonna fast forward. If this was live, it would be a different scenario. Let's look at 420. Because that's what this is right here. Or 25. Okay. It's buffing. All right. Okay, now you see right here at 425, let me pause it. Notice we reached whatever this is down here. Fair value gap high.
Okay.
At
That's
the
right.
same time, right?
Yeah.
At the same time we reach the fair value gap high, it rejects.
Right.
And as it was rejecting, look what's happening on the
Value.
bid.
Yeah, value is 10.
Look what's happening, right? So even let this play out, we should see follow through on the bid at this point. Hopefully it'll show it on here. So the lowest price is 97925, right?
Right.
97925. That's down here somewhere on this chart. And then we had another come in at 12. 12, I'm sorry, 9. We had bid come in at 7850. We had bid come in at 1200 and 12,000 and 12,000.
Yeah, 12,005.
Right. And that's basically near this little candle high. And then we saw a bid come in and buy from there. This is gonna be in this window for like 5 minutes. That's how long this stays in there.
Okay.
It shows for 5 minutes.
Okay.
And we have price that took us up from here to here for about, came up about 100 pips. Okay, cool. So with it coming up to about 100 pips, let me find this same thing on SPX instead of using NAS, right?
1 minute, I'll be back. 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. I'm back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just use SPX now, but the numbers aren't the same, so it's going to be a little different as far as like how it is conveyed, right? So we were at this low,
Mm-hmm.
on about 100 pips, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're at the low near this area right here. We zoom, let's go to the, let's just go to, nah, let's stay right here. All right, so right now,
Mm-hmm.
this, where we are right now is equivalent to this area right here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're either gonna see price come in on the bid on SPX, or we just gonna see it come in on NAS, one or the other. Or we might see them both. I
Mm-hmm.
don't, because I don't know what happened at this time. Because we're gonna get this little swing right here
Mm-hmm.
to the upside. And we
Okay.
should see something react right here throughout that time frame. And then once we get to where this is, we should see selling come in from this side to the downside to keep.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So we should see our ask price come in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going a little slow. But like I said, this is just the demo data.
Mm-hmm.
Swear that they don't put all the information in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't think that they put all the orders bigger than 10 and
Mm-hmm.
20. I don't think they put all the, I know for a fact they don't put in all of the numbers above 250 because they don't want
Okay.
you to kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I know for a fact that they don't. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be watching it live to get certain numbers
Okay.
because, like, I've known of an order that went in on SPX at
Mm-hmm.
37.70 for
Mm-hmm.
about a month now.
Right.
That order at 37.70 was put
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the night. I remember Wale and I watched that order when it went through. It was in the middle of the night.
Okay.
It was for 500,000 on the buy.
Oh, nice.
Middle of the night, 500,000 orders came through on SPX. And
Okay.
I kept that number
Mm-hmm.
for, I marked that price and left it there. And we bought off of that and still even reacting to that to this day. To this day.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it was so important because it was in the middle of the night. Why is 570,000? Why is 500,000 orders coming in the middle of the night?
Oh, right. Right.
Not somebody important that's taking that trade.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you got to kind of interpret what's going on. I hate that it's not really giving me what I want to show you, but okay, so it's 26. So this move is about to kick off at 30. So 426.55, 427. So this low got jumped at in between 425 and 430. All right, so hopefully it shows the price movement I wanted it to. And keep in mind, at the same time we're at this low, we are also at the high of a fair value gap.
Right. Right.
That's why this is significant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me fast forward. Bad example. It's just not showing what I wanted to show. But
Mhm.
okay, we'll just kind of let it play out.
Okay.
And so let me just, I'll draw out what I'm trying to show you, right?
Mhm.
And I'll also add this right here. So basically, right, when all this stuff, the time it sells and the level 2, it's
Mhm.
just basically defining the volume.
Okay.
That's where the volume come in, right?
Mhm.
Everything, every time a contract is purchased or sold, it's
Mhm.
increasing the volume for that particular candle.
Okay.
And that's just basically what that's the that's quantifying the number of participants that are trading, you know.
Right. Right.
That's kind of how you wrap all of that into it, you know. Every
Mhm.
time you see 1,300 on the bid, that's 1,300 people or 1,300 contracts that just went through.
Mhm.
And that's how you got to interpret what you're seeing. So it's just measuring the amount of people in the market at the time. And
Yes.
and if this particular person is going to buy 13 contracts of NAS
Mhm.
this given time, right?
Mhm.
And there another person that's going to also buy another 13, that's going to drive the price at a certain direction.
Right. Right.
So as we go and look into this, we could see a situation where, you know, it's low volume, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's low volume, right? Price, you know, the volume could be low, right? But the price could still be moving up.
Right. Right. Mhm.
But you have to define and determine where is it moving up to if it's going up, right?
Mhm.
And if it's going up, once it gets to where it's going to go to, all you're going to do is see now that the volume was low, the volume going to kick up. And either it's going to reject to go to the downside at this location,
Right.
or it's going to hold, it might reject, hold, and push straight through it
Pull back. Yeah.
and just go, right?
Mhm.
And these using time and sell to find out once I get to this area, where's my volume coming from? Is it coming from buying or is it coming from selling?
Okay.
If it's
Mhm.
coming from buying and I get follow through, do I take out this high? If I get follow through, then I see that this is likely to keep going higher,
Right.
right? If
Mhm.
I get to this point and I see sellers and I also get follow through, then this is likely going to reject and go to the downside.
Right, right.
And just like we see right here, we're getting
Mhm.
some follow through, we're getting a wick, same time on both of these, right?
Right.
So now that's lining up with what we saw down here,
Mhm.
where we getting this move to the upside until we get to whatever price this is equivalent to, then we should see the follow through from the sellers.
Mhm.
We should start getting the follow through. If it's going to show it, you know, I don't know. Like I said, it's better to watch this live than,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
using this in the demo mode is
Mhm.
good. Just get used to seeing the tool
Mhm.
and seeing what you're looking for, but the data is definitely not proper.
Okay. Yeah, because of right.
And look right here, you see
Mhm.
27 came through on the
Mhm.
bottom. 27 came through, that means that we're pushing up from a significant area, but
Mhm.
are we going to keep going up? If we're going to keep going up, we should see more orders come on the bid.
Right.
But if we're going to be buyers right now, that's what we're looking for, more orders on the bid.
Okay.
If we're sellers right now, we like, nah, we supposed to begin some selling come in, and we
Mhm.
should start seeing them hit the ask. So that 27 that was just there
Mhm.
should be taken out by maybe a 27 on the ask side
Mm.
and
Yeah.
a order.
Right, right.
Or it might be multiple orders. You might see 2 10s and a 7 that come through, you know.
Mhm.
You might see a 30 come through
Mhm.
and it just take out the order of that 27 that was there,
Mhm.
and it keeps going down.
Okay.
So we still, like right now, what is it on here? Is 37. So at the 37 candle, we were right here.
Okay.
Still going up, still got a little more. If we zoom in, we can see on the 37 candle, it was still kind of going up, right?
Mhm.
We don't get any impulse to the downside until the 40 candle.
Mhm.
And then we get more follow through on the 45 and the 50 candle.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we should see it. I hope that it shows it. Hope it shows it. But if we were live, this thing would be lit up.
Okay.
It'll be all the way lit up.
Mhm. Okay.
Let's see, it is 39. So we're about to go into the 40 candle now.
Mhm.
And like I said, like, even though we didn't get any large orders down here,
Mhm.
most of the screen has been green as we climb to this point.
Mhm.
And you notice when we did get orders, as we going up, it's all been on the buy side.
Right, right.
So still getting orders to the buy on both. and we starting to get sales come through now. Starting to get some sales come through. We just opened up on the 40 candle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And between here and here, we really didn't get a lot of selling.
Okay.
Still starting to change. See on SPX, that there was a 20 that came through, there was a 65 that came through when we were just spinning out single digits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing you may have to pay attention to as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of time of day, the volume may be lower, right? So during New York time, you might need to see something over 100.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
might need to see something over 200 during New York. But
Okay.
during London, sometimes 100 might move the market.
Okay.
Or sometimes 90 might move the market. Or you see how this person sitting
Mm-hmm.
335 right here?
Mm-hmm.
This 335 that they keep flashing right here
Mm-hmm.
might be to try to trick people into buying so they can take it down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this 335 and they'll use that kind of stuff to just flash the order and make you think, oh, it is some people buying right here.
Mm-hmm.
It is people buying right here. And you know what they'll do? They'll pair that order up that you just put in
Mm-hmm.
with a sale, and that's what they'll use to take the market down.
Okay. Then
So,
they show fake move also, right?
huh?
That is fake move, right?
That's a fake out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And because these are just pending orders,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it's a lot of people use this to trade.
Mm-hmm.
They'll see that 333 that was there and think that because it's already going up,
Mm-hmm.
that it's going to continue to go up because they see that 333 on the buy side, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they just take that as a signal to go ahead and buy. But when in reality, they use that 333 to entice people to buy it. So as soon as you buy it, they can match your buy with a sell that they wanted to put in
Mm-hmm.
and sell it down.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
And then because you bought all the way up here, you use your stop loss right here.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what else they can do? They sold you right here.
Mm-hmm.
They can sell again right here. Because we sold we sold your buy here. And then we know you got another sale right here that we can match to keep it going down.
Okay.
So that's technically what's going on.
Okay. Okay. Got it. And like how to download this?
You gotta open up an account with TD Ameritrade.
ADM. Mm-hmm.
And then after you open up the account, there's a spot that you can log in and request the level 2 data.
Okay.
And then you can get this info from that point on.
Okay. So this is you told this is paid one, right?
Well, you don't necessarily have to pay for it, but you have to have an account, a live account with TD Ameritrade.
Okay. Okay.
If you have a live account, you can
Mm-hmm.
get access to this.
Mm-hmm.
And with once you have TD Ameritrade, you can download this app, and that's Thinkorswim. There
Okay.
are other ways you can get this information.
Mm-hmm.
There are paid programs that you can download and get the same thing. let me see.
Because I don't have that, sir. TD Unlimited log.
Yeah, there a what is it? AFDN or AD. Okay, here's another site that you can get the level 2 data from, but it's not free.
Okay.
So this is what it'll look like on here. Let's see. Chart. Okay, you see right here. Here's our orders coming in over here. 16 on the buy, I mean on the sell, 12 on the buy.
Okay.
Be heavier on the sell right now.
Right, right.
We're heavier on the sell, right? We're gonna just go ahead about our business. We'll come back to that, right? We'll look at that in a second, right?
Okay. Which this is ADVFN, right?
Yeah, yeah. So here it is. Let me look at Bitcoin because I know you can see it on Bitcoin.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you can't see it on Bitcoin? Oh yeah, because it's yeah. Why? Let me log in, maybe that's why. So you can see like this, I would have to pay for this, right? But all right, here's Bitcoin.
Okay.
Same thing, right? But definitely looks a little different, of course. But you're getting the same information, right?
Okay.
The buy, the sell, right? And these are, I don't necessarily know how to read this yet because I haven't like really looked at this one. But at the same time, it's the same information, right?
Okay.
It's just given to you in a different format.
Okay. So, where should I go in on this? Just I have to log in, and then where I should go?
To get the to get it from here, you can upgrade. Once you set up your account, you can upgrade it. But see, over here, to get the level 2 data, right?
Okay.
There's these packages right here.
Okay.
And it's between $15 a month and $80 a month. And I think it even goes up higher than that.
Okay.
But if you want to see the indices, I think that you have to have this one that's $49 a month.
Okay. Small cap too.
I think that you had to get this one. But in my opinion, it's probably easier to just open up a TD Ameritrade account.
Okay.
And just when you open up the account, Soon as you open it, just take your money out and just leave a couple dollars in there.
Okay.
Because as long as it's money in there, you can keep count.
Right.
And it don't take that long to do it. So
Okay.
I would say that's better anyway. Plus,
Yeah.
that means you got to invest a stock trading account too.
Okay. Okay.
So, you can trade. I still use my TD Ameritrade account to trade stocks in, and that's where long-term stuff goes in my TD Ameritrade account.
Okay. Okay.
So I still actually trade with this account, but I use this more, whenever like I buy stocks, this is the account I'm using.
Okay.
But on a regular basis, I'm using it for this information
Okay.
to get this. And I can see stocks. I can see the same thing for stocks. Like this NASDAQ right here. These the NASDAQ futures and SPX futures. But if I open up Apple right now, I can see the same exact thing.
Okay. Okay.
If I open up GU and gold and stuff like that, I can't see that though.
Okay.
I
So
can't.
for stocks and indices, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see all of this information, so
Mm-hmm.
that's where it comes into play.
Okay. Okay.
That's where it comes into play.
I'll think. I'll do that.
That's where it comes into play. And let's see, 55 is here. 52. 52 is on this candle. 52.24. So, like I said, this wasn't the best example, but it's just not, like I said, they don't deliver all of the data in the demo environment.
Right. Right. No,
And
but
I asked them about it on the message, but they didn't say nothing to me about it. So let's just go back and see if the live feed is giving us anything of use. But I like doing this to demo so that just so because it still works, but it's just like give you everything.
Right. Right.
But like just like we said before, though, right? Find the price. But if you remember, before we went to the on-demand demo, we already saw price hitting the bid.
Yeah.
And we already saw that it was respecting the wick.
Right. Right.
And now look at where we are right now from where we were. We were at 58 or whatever, or 75, right? We were at 75 over here, and I think we were at 1173 over here, 11,579 or something like that. And now we already done pushed up.
73.
But we can see exactly when the orders came in to push it up,
Right. Right.
and it all is lining up with where we are with price, right? So if I wanted to buy right now, I would have had enough to show like, oh, okay, I do have a reason to buy, not just because, you know, I see a candlestick pattern, but I also actually see the order go through that's, whatever size that it is to show that, okay, cool, this is okay to buy. This area is going to actually hold with the proven order to show that it's going to go up. And there was follow through. So, that's how you that's how you use it. So you get your hypotheses, you build out your idea, using, what stuff we already know. We already know how to kind of get the idea, but it's just the timing, like when is it actually time to take the trade?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that is good.
yeah. So,
it will take time.
it's not that hard.
Yeah, means again, to do practice, to understand everything, means yeah, it will take some time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely to like learn the platform for sure.
Yeah.
Because you got to kind of learn how to use TDM there with the app. So definitely. But
Yeah.
once you get used to it, you'll know. And also, like the same way it can help you get in the trade, it can also help you get out too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Both are important.
if you were selling from up here or here, you can already see, oh, okay, yeah, it's a wick right here, but it still got room to go down. So you might just be like, all right, I'm just gonna stay in. But over here, you could see an order come in that's real big. And now you could be like, yeah, this might not go any further.
Right.
Because I see an order that came in and I see no continuation.
Okay.
So if you were trading and your entry was right here, and you didn't get out down here somewhere, now you're getting taken out at break even, because you didn't pay attention to the orders that came through.
Yeah. So this is the way I can save. Then I can protect my entry.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Since morning I was trying to find out, okay, where is that your video?
I know you thought I had forgot you. I said I was gonna call you back, and I never did. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I understand. It's okay. Sometimes it happens, right?
Yeah. Got crazy.
Just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Let me get this video.
Yeah.
To you. So let's stop.